Hello everyone, welcome back to Swam Siksha. Well, today we're gonna discuss about another UNESCO World Heritage Site tag which was given recently 2 days back, which is for Dolavira, which is a Harappan city, like an Harappan site, which is an Indus Valley civilization site. So yes, with this, India was successfully entered into the Super 40 Club of World Heritage Sites inscriptions. Like apart from India, we have Italy, Spain, Germany, China, and France, where they have around 40 or more than 40 of World Heritage Sites. But as of now, India was successfully entered into this 40 club. So, yes, and not only that, this Dolavira site was actually become the first site of Indus Valley civilization, which was included in this, World Heritage Site lists. So, yes, that's why we are going to discuss it about now. Now, let's talk about Dolavira. Okay, so yes, what is this Zolavira and how it is, you know, what was the constructions happened? So why it was entered into the World Heritage Site? Now let's talk about that. Okay, so yes, it was one of the most remarkable and well-preserved urban settlements in the South Asia, which made it the very first thing to note it out. And yes, it was discovered in 1968 by the archaeologist, okay, Jagatpati Joshi. So yes, he was the first one to discover this, like after Mohenjo-daros and Rakhi Garhi, everything. So this Dolavira was actually the fifth metropolitan or the metropolis of Indus Valley civilization. Like this was the largest civilization or urban settlement, which was actually we came to know that in the Indus Valley civilization existence. Okay, so yes, as you could see, the construction over here, right? So this site was actually had two parts, like a walled city and a cemetery to the west of the city. So as you could see, this was entirely the city, and here you could see the lower town, middle town, and ceremonial ground and castle and valley. So yes, this is used to be the town planning of this Dolavira. Okay, so this wall city actually has a fortified castle, as I mentioned, like valley and ceremonial ground and etc. with a lower and middle towns, right? So yes, and not only that, a series of reservoirs were actually found to the east and south of the citadel. So here, so whereas with the east and all, so as you could see, we could have find several reservoirs and all, and south of the citadel. So here, so yes, that used to be the town planning of that. And not only that, see, Indus Valley civilization flourished like around 2500 BC and all, like in the western part of South Asia, right? And some of it was in Pakistan and Western India. So yes, it was basically an urban civilization. As you could see, the town planning, it's so they lived in a very well planned and well built town. So that's why, and not only that, they have been the major centers for trade as well. So that's why this, town planning of Dolavira and this Dolavira site itself has got that significance. Okay, so now let's talk about where exactly is this Dolavira located. Well, this was actually located on the archaeological site of Kutch district, which was in Gujarat. So here, as you could see, in the Kutch district of Gujarat, right? So yes, where it has actually dated around some third to mid millennium of BCE. So this actually lies on the Tropic of Cancer. So do remember that Tropic of Cancer, and yes, it was located on Khadebet Island in Kutch. In the Kutch, where the desert wildlife sanctuary and in the Great Run of Kutch. So as yes, as you could see, the Kutch was actually here. So yes, unlike other Harappan, as we have seen, right, all the towns and all where they're normally located near rivers and perennial source of water. But this Dolavira was actually is in the island of Khadir Belt. Okay, so why? Because this was actually a strategic to harness the different minerals and raw material sources, like they have copper, shells or lead or limestone, etc. So, and not only that, it also facilitated with internal as well as external trade to the modern Oman Peninsula, like Magan and Mesopotamian regions. So yes, it also has an internal and as well as external trades as well. So yes, that's why it's got its unique feature as well. And if you talk about the artifacts that were actually found in this site, well, yes, there are so many artifacts have been found to get a proof for that. Yes, there has been a civilization which was actually happened on this site, like terracotta pottery, beads, gold and copper ornaments, fish hooks, animal figures, tools, whatnot. They found most of the major things. And not only that, we came to know that it was you know a jewelry hub as well, right? So, and a remains of copper which smelter indicates like Harappans only, so who used to live in Dolavira. And not only that, it used to believe that the traders of Dolavira used to use this source copper ore from present day, which is like Rajasthan and Oman and UAE, and exported finished products. So yes, we get to know, or we started to believe that, according to our researchers of the archaeologists and all, like the copper ore where we might get it from the present Rajasthan and Oman, okay, and UAE. So where they used to get this copper from there, because as I've mentioned, it has internal and external trades as well. So yes, they used to get it from there, and they made the finished goods, and they started to export the finished goods as well. Right. And they found around some 10 large stone inscriptions, so which made the perhaps the earliest signboards where we get to see that, right? So large stone inscriptions and all. And not only that, the very specific thing was, unlike any ancient city, we used to have graves, right? So in the other Indian Valley civilization sites. But there has been no mortal remains of humans have been found in this Dolavera. So, which do remember, not like every, Indian Valley civilization, we used to found some graves and all, but not in this Dolavera. So, do remember that. And yes, it does have a fossil park. So, where wood fossils have been preserved and all. And if you talk about this Dolavira's, distinctive features and all, like, yes, there has water reservoirs, as I've mentioned. And not only that, they have two multi-purpose grounds, like one where they've used for festivals and other for marketplace. Like, see how it's like a entirely now a metropolitan city plan where they used to have in that long back in the history as well. Like, what, as you could see, the two multiple purpose grounds. And not only that, they have 9 gates which were uniquely designed, the major gates of this city. And not only that, they have a funerary art, architecture, like hemispherical structures like the Buddhist stupas and all. And yes, they have multi-layered defensive mechanisms, like which was happened in the stone, okay, and burial structures and all, which were completely different, right? And if you talk about the declaration, like, yes, like all the collapse of Mesopotamia, this was also look like to decline in that position only, okay. So yes, and not only that, uh, along with that, the disappearance of Himalayan, snow-fed river, which once flow in the Ran of Kutch, might have got made this, city to decline and all. So yes, what Saraswati Himalayan snow-fed river is nothing but Saraswati. So Himalayan snow-fed river, which is Saraswati, as we know, it was not anymore there. So maybe because of that river, this city might have been declined and all, right? And not only that, like this Great Run of Kutch and the Khadir Island surroundings, which might have, you know, made its little, a little declination of the city as well. Right. So yes, as we could see where this Dolavira is actually located, it is used to be, navigable and through the sea. So that's why they used to have a lot of trades and all. Right. So yes, that is about the Dolavira where it was in the Ran of Kutch. So that is what I wanted to discuss. So with all these specifications, that's why it's got the world's UNESCO heritage site tag, so which made it the 40th one entered into the list from our country. So yes, I hope you understand. So what is Dolavira and where it was located and what are the artifacts we found, the town planning and all. So yes, that's all for today. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon for notifications. And do check out our website in the description box below. Thank you.